let the seven horns sound his entry. For his reputation precedes him from a dream, the unfaltering flames of royalty. I speak of the double edge. The good reason to excuse women from going to war. I speak of a king, whose accentuating glamour is like the twilight of the golden sunset. Long live the king. Atache bi atache sunafo na sunu atache na sunu atache sunu na sunu atache su brempon na sunu fentem mo me na sunu. Ya sori ya frame na sunu ya kotu ya frame na sunu. Ye Ntim-Barima ko hwa ya kopem sa ye Ntim-Barima ko hwa na sunu. Asoroma Barimah na Okogyedom Barimah na we welcome your embrace. That is right to welcome the next embrace. Obo.
Is there for the applause? I believe we can do better.
Before I go on with my address, let me use this opportunity to appreciate and express my admiration for a great man in our midst. Honorable Ntim-Barima. Yeah, the reason that he gave. How many politicians will be students and make it clear to them that don't allow politicians to influence your decisions? And he is a politician. That is amnesty. He is a man who has enough respect for his root. Not only his root, but other tribes. He speaks undiluted organic account. That will make you feel that he's an Ashanti. But he's a typical guy. I remember those days when parents advised their children to listen to radio to improve their English. They will mention names like Ntim-Barima, who speaks undiluted English, Chris grammar, and one of essay writing. And I know him, very humble, down to earth. You see, when you had a technical edge, if it were any other person, he would tell you, oh, I've kept going. I have an assignment, so I'm leaving. But he sat quietly. A gentleman came to him and was ready to apologize. He said, oh, don't worry, we are behind you. That is a man who is a victim of humility. Let's give him a stand to obey him. Let's give him a stand to obey him because he deserves it. He respects his people, the poor and the rich. We can now have our seat. Honorable, what you are doing, yeah, we respect you, we admire you, we appreciate you. You are a great man. Members of Parliament in our midst, ladies and gentlemen, all other protocols observed. It is a great pleasure for me to join you this evening on this occasion of the University Students Association of Ghana, that is USAG, honoring awards and handing over ceremony 2022. And I would like to start by thanking the organizers of this important program for inviting me to address this gathering on the topic, the attitudinal changes towards service leadership among university leaders. This is indeed an honor, particularly as it comes during the association's change of leadership baton. I never dreamt when I, like you, today, that someday I would eventually lead a recognized health institution championing the fight against diseases, poverty, through natural medicine, botanical medicine, delivery and public health education. There is a saying that When you go to the stream to draw water, your bucket will only be filled with water that is yours. No one can take the water that is destined for you. Life will give you what you deserve. Nothing more and nothing less. But first, you must yourself walk to the stream, bend down, dip your bucket into the promised stream of life. As a beneficiary of university education, I attended University of Ghana. I was a banda. Later I went to CIT, Ghana Institute of Journalism. And I'm happy that the great man that I paid tribute to was a lecturer at that university. I'm talking about the University of Communication, Ghana Institute of Journalism. As a beneficiary of university education, let me seize the opportunity to commend the authorities of all tertiary education institutions in Ghana and the outgoing leadership of the University Students Association in perpetuating higher education in the country and for managing the affairs of students in 2021-2022 academic year. It is also important for me to extend my special congratulations to the incoming leadership of USAG for winning the confidence of the entire student body of this country. As a vibrant student body, the University Student Association of Ghana, that is USAG, which is a block of the National Union of Ghana Students, was established to seek academic, religious, social and general welfare of university students in Ghana and beyond. Since its establishment, it has championed a number of projects, advocacy moves to influence numerous national and international policy decisions to promote the cause of university education in Ghana and beyond. In the past, the National Union of Ghana Students was the only powerful national student organization providing leadership in the promotion of the general welfare of students across the country. NUCS was very critical, objective, sympathetic, and uncompromising in the accomplishment of its objective. Of course, it is fresh in our mind. Students leaders like Kakraba Cromwell, Dr. Kennedy, Haruna Idrisu, I'm talking about Akwantuohene Idrisu, Okogyedom, who led fight for the right of students. And Akwantuohene Idrisu and Okogyedom, because they were objective, because they fought fearlessly, because they didn't succumb to the influence of the leadership, it cost them a lot, and it nearly didn't cost their certificates. The leadership style exhibited those days was to serve humanity. In those days, students, leaders were more concerned about the satisfaction of students and the general public. And as a result, student leaders were able to undertake monumental projects and have contributed great deal to influence numerous educational policies and even government economic policies. So those days, if you could remember, students would embark upon a looter just to challenge the government budget. The government brought a budget and students leaders felt this budget is not going to help the people. They would take to the street, not because of their personal interest, but because they are fighting for the general welfare of the populace. Those days, they could challenge government, just budget. Students would go on a route, and I believe Ntim-Barima will bear me out. They will sit down to fight for only students' welfare, but the general populace. What the budget is back, then you should face a budget in the F111. They will fight you. That is constructive fight, not a fight for distraction. Today, USAG has become the biggest block of news with the mission of advancing the welfare of university students in Ghana and beyond. In keeping of its great mission, our slogan today is service leadership. service leadership, which effectively sums up the mission of academic institution, that is, education for service, and is in any way restatement of its motto, university education, a tool for national development. Ladies and gentlemen, education is responsible for the advancement of knowledge and scholarship, the selection and socialization of society's dominant elite, higher social and cultural transformation, attaining economic development, creating a leadership class, the advancement of social justice, research, innovation, and service and humanity. So having exercised our right to higher education and having benefited from the support of others in the course of our academic pursuit, it is our responsibility to use the knowledge we have acquired in the service of the nation and to humanity. Ancient Indian wisdom teaches us that our first responsibility is to the community, second to our family, and third to ourselves. When this hierarchy is reversed, the society starts degenerating. Ladies and gentlemen, within the ambit of the theme of this important ceremony, the topic of my address, that is attitudinal change towards service leadership among university leaders, I would like to state clear that I'm not here to propose a new leadership theory or core principle, but rather to help all of us here this evening to understand that an organization's success or failure is based on leadership excellence, but not managerial acumen. Many of you may agree with me that the complex, uncertain, uncharted waters of 21st century have plunged us into a world of globalization, terrorism, economic uncertainty, famine, health epidemic, social transformation, corporate compromises, moral and ethical experimentation, religious conflicts, and cultural clashes. We hear of business madness falling by the dozens to corruption. We see political leaders and their cabinet ministers being tried by their own government for stealing and other financial misconduct. We learn of priests abusing and misusing their authority and positions in order to take advantage of those whom they were entrusted to care for. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our responsibility to begin to question ourselves. Why is part of many principles, precepts, academic programs, seminars, conferences, and summits where people are taught on the subject of leadership, the world is still in leadership crisis? The search for quality leadership is becoming more difficult. There seems to be all hold ourselves accountable. The practice of power sharing fosters unity, collaboration, and development. Principles of followers. First, let's know this. If you are in a leadership position, don't forget this principle, these three principles that I'm giving to you. The first one is principles of followers. Instead of leaders, new leaders, listen to me. Instead of leaders placing their interests at the top of their agenda, perhaps they should put the interests of their followers in the number one spot. Servant leadership is a leadership philosophy in which the goal of the leader is to serve. The goal of the leader is to serve. This principle is related to the U.S. Marine Corps approach to leadership. The Marine leaders are expected to eat last because the true prize leadership is the willingness to place the needs of others above his own. When you observe this act, you see that no order is given. Then don't forget this principle also, the principle of human development and motivation. in the creation of value institutions that service over time. The most significant contribution leaders make is not simply to today's bottom line. It is to the long-term development of people and institutions so that they can adapt, change, prosper, and grow. In the words of one scholar, Alan Kate, he said that leadership is ultimately about creating a way for people to contribute to making something extraordinary happen. Ladies and gentlemen, on this note, I would like to offer some words of advice to the new cross of leaders. Today marks an important day in your life, yet it is the beginning of a leadership journey which destination is unknown. To get to this point by receiving massive endorsement of your constituent is an important achievement in itself, to which I commend you. However, remember, charity, we say, begins at home. Practice what you have learned at where you are learning it. As new leaders, study, practicing leadership in the highest academic institution of the land. You have much to go for and much to give. To decide your duties efficiently as new leaders, you must display leadership qualities of courage, drive, practicality, modesty, readiness to serve. Remember, great leaders truly care about those they are privileged to lead, and understand the true cost of leadership comes at the expense of self-interest. A servant leader shares power, puts the needs of the followers first, and help followers develop and perform as highly as possible. True servant leaders put their own interests aside to protect those that they lead. Do not sacrifice do not sacrifice what for others to serve your own interests. A leader who takes care of their people stays focused on the well-being of the organization and the people will never fail him. Finally, as new leaders, I earnestly hope that you all bear with me. My wishes for you in mind, why continue to do your best with determination? You uphold the principle that to learn and to apply for the benefit of mankind. Apply what you have learned to contribute to the bright future of Ghana, our dear nation. I would like to emphasize that you do not merely seek personal investment and asset acquisition in your working life as young leaders of this great nation. To the entire student body who are not leaders, especially those present at this gathering, I have 3 pieces of advice for you. First, I would like you to make reference from the Holy Book, the book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 13, which says that always remember what you have learned. Your education is your life. Guard it well. Your future is in your own hand. Second advice, which is the most important, but it is the hard to make. But many people will find it difficult to tell you. But I'm going to tell you. Listen, no government of this country can create job for all of us. They bring to me Pastor Adam. And I'm repeating, no government of this country can create job for all of us. The time has come for you necessary. I just follow the dictates of famous American President John Kennedy. That says that I never ask what my country should do for me. Rather, I ask what I will do far for my country. In fact, the journey was long and it was very careful and secure. But eventually, it is rewarding and life-saving. A service leader in my own small corner. So I'm now a service leader in my own small corner because I created my own business. I didn't depend on the government for job. Remember, every man was created in the image. Part of this image is the ability to create, design, and construct. In fact, even if you put your education aside, you are too loaded from birth to be stranded in life. Arise and shine. Arise and shine. I pray to the Most High Yahweh that one day you will discover yourself just like it has happened to me. Therefore, you must work diligently to serve as role models in the communities where you will find yourself. Don't forget, you must walk to the stream, bend down and dip your bucket into the flowing stream of life. Organizers, where is water? Once again, this big tap on my back is a motivation for more service to humanity. The Almighty Yahweh be my helper. May the Almighty Yahweh be with you. Long live USAG. Long live Bruce. Long live student leaders. Long live Africa. Long live Ghana. Madam Masawai.
Okogyedom, Barimah, Ntim-Barima. This award is to show appreciation to you for honoring the invitation of USAG organizers and the executive, and of course for showing your support to them every time that they call on you. And so today, this is to appreciate you for all that you have done for USAG executive. Former president will do us the honors of presenting the award to Ntim-Barima. I believe we can do better than that. Ladies and gentlemen outside, there are more seats in the auditorium. I believe you can join. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I know we did. There was citation here, representing my outgoing executive. It's, quickly, two of the citation. This is a citation to appreciate the cooperation and support of the General Secretary to the 2021-2022 USAG administration. Thank you very much. And the last one, this is presented to the former president, Dr. Philip Ama, to show appreciation as well for his support to the 2021-2022 USAG administration. Nana, Yedasi. The very last garment to be handed over to you tonight, the cloth of Senate.